how is permaculture farming different from the conventional chemical farming? So, permaculture means permanent agriculture, yes, and in the permanent agriculture, it is like we are not leaving the soil to lose its fertility. So, we are balancing it and we are taking it towards permanency. So, every time soil will be thorough and ready for cultivation. So, here permanent agriculture discourages monoculture, because if you have monoculture, soil's fertility decreases. Yes, so this can be a formidable option. Yes, but in conventional chemical farming, monoculture practices are predominant. Yes, then conventional chemical farming can cause increase in soil salinity, but the occurrence of such phenomenon is not observed in permaculture. So, if soil becomes saline, it becomes unfit for agriculture, and that is not permanent agriculture. So, we should not allow soil to become salinity. Yes, so this is also correct. Then conventional chemical farming is easily possible in semi-arid region. Now, here in the semi-arid region, our irrigation facilities, fertilizers are chosen better by the permanent agriculture, not by the conventional agriculture. Yes, so permanent agriculture are more possible in semi-arid areas. So, this is not a formidable option. Then practice of mulching is very important in permaculture. Yes, the leaves will be mulched and it will be allowed to dry. So, here the meaning of word permanent agriculture and some basic NCERT knowledge. So, 1, 2 and 4 will be the formidable option. Then come to next 52. With reference to palm oil, consider the following. The palm oil tree is native to Southeast Asia. So, friends, here there is a question, like if you had known the scientific name of palm oil is Ilex guineensis, yes, Ilex guineensis or Ilex guineensis. So, you would have got to know that this is from Guinea or Guinea. Guinea is a West African country. So, Ilex guineensis, yes. So, Ilex guineensis means it will be a native to Africa, not Asia. So, this statement will be cut out. Then palm oil is a raw material for some industries producing lipstick and perfumes. We cannot say it is not. Yes, and then palm oil can be used to produce biodiesel. Again, we can't say it is not used. So, 2 and 3 can be formidable option. So, if you had known the scientific name of this, then but obvious you would have taken a crude guess. Yes. So, if not also, even if you make it as a correct one, then but obvious you will get a -1, but make sure that you will spend some time while studying towards the scientific name also. Do not neglect scientific name just by assuming that UPSC is humanities exam, only we know about history, geography, nothing else. Okay, avoid doing that. Okay, then come to next. With reference to Indus river system, again a simple question, which of the following 4 rivers, 3 of them pour into one and that will join directly to Indus. So, here we can see Jhelum and Ravi are joining Chenab and Chenab is entering directly. So, Chenab will be the formidable option. So, this is a map work. If you have seen the map regularly, if you have done the regular map works, then I do not think it would be a difficult question. Most of the students have hit it properly. Then with reference to India, Didwana, Kuchaman, Sargola and Khatu are the names of, again friends, the name are too remote, and here along with this we will also get Sambar. So, if Sambar name was given, then everyone would have written Sambar means it is a lake, salt lake, Sambar lake. Yes, so we do not know, we are going to leave it. Yes, but people of Haryana, Punjab belt, so they will be knowing these lakes and they would have hit it correct. So, others we are going to leave it. So, till now we have left 10 questions. Yes, then come to next. Consider the following rivers: Brahmani, Nagavali, Subarnareka, Vamshadhara. Which of the following rise from Eastern Ghats? So, here visualize the Indian map. Yes. So, if these rivers, if they are rising from the Eastern Ghats, they have to be small enough. So if they are long enough, then but obvious they will rise from Western Ghats, not from the Eastern Ghats. So here indirectly they are asking for short rivers. Short rivers means they rise and they dump to the Bay of Bengal only. So Brahmani is a large river, we know. Brahmani, Baitarani, they are very much equal to Mahanadi's catchment areas. Yes. So Brahmani, if it was small river, then we would not have studied it at all. Okay, we can cut it down. So cut down one option. So we have left with 2 and 4 and 3 and 4. So 4 is an option. So friends, Vamshadhara was once asked in UPSC in 2015. Okay, so I suggest you to go through the previous year's question paper also. You will get one or the other hints. Yes. So here Vamshadhara is a small river, we know that. Now we are competing with 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 are needed, Nagavali and Subarnarekha. Friends, Subarnarekha is a long river, we have studied. So Brahmani, Baitarani, Subarnarekha and all. So compared to Subarnarekha, Nagavali is a small river. So it is a minute river, that is why we have not studied. So if it was a large river, we would have studied. Yes. So why we study Kaveri? Why we don't study Vaigai? Because Vaigai is a small river. Yes. So take a crude guess and hit the Nagavali and Vamshadhara as the answer. 2 and 4 only will be the formidable option here. So take hits likewise. Then consider the following statements. The Global Ocean Commission grants license for seabed exploration and mining in international waters. So friends, we have studied it. We have studied during the polymetallic nodules. So the International Seabed Authority, ISA, will grant permission. Ocean Commission will not grant permission. Yes. So make sure that here you will eliminate this. So if you eliminate this, you are left with only 2 and 3. An easy question. Yes. So India has got the permission and India is on the process of exploring. Yes, easy question. Then 57. Which among the following is one of the least water efficient crops? So least water efficient means the highly water guzzling crop. So it consumes more and more water. Yes. So here friends, gram is a pulses. Pulses are grown mostly in the rain fed areas, no irrigation, so it cannot be a water guzzler. Millet are basically water efficient, they cannot be water guzzler. Sunflower is an oil seed, again grown in a rain fed area, no irrigation, not a water guzzler. Sugarcane cannot be grown in rain fed area, so that is why sugarcane is the option, and it guzzles more water. Sugarcane, it requires immense water and it is a 1 year crop, and in that 1 year 7 to 8 months of irrigation is a must. Again a simple question. Then in the tropical zone, the western sections of the oceans are warmer than the eastern sections owing to the influence of trade winds, and in the temperate zone, westerlies make the eastern sections warmer than the western sections. But obvious friends, it is basic NCERT knowledge. So you draw like this. Okay. So here easterlies you draw. Okay. So these are the ones which bring in this cold water of temperate to these regions. Okay. So if we have ocean here, so as the wind moves like this, so these areas they will be having the weather brought from subtropical region. So that's why western parts will be cooler. Yes. Sorry, eastern parts will be cooler. Yes. And then in the temperate zone, so here in the temperate zone, the westerlies make the eastern section of oceans warmer than western sections. So here westerlies are blowing, so they bring the tropical winds and waters to this part, and that's why here western sections are warmer. So here the overall summary is that due to the wind blowing this way, these sections are warmer. Due to wind blowing this way, here these sections, sorry, not here, these sections are warmer. Again, but obviously if you analyze with the NCERTs you will get a simple question. Both 1 and 2 are the formidable options. Yes, no prize for guessing here, and this is all about your sheer understanding and hard work. Then, in the context of India's preparation for climate smart agriculture, consider the following. So, again friends, so here the lengthy statements are there. You will have one or the other hints for guessing. Don't leave such questions. The climate smart village approach in India is a part of the project led by Climate Change, Agriculture and Food Security in an international research program. So, might be yes. So, it is one of the, it is given, it is not, it is solely led. So, nothing of such sort is given there. Then, the project of CCAF is carried out under consultative group on international agriculture research headquartered in France. So, there might be some fault in here. So, France might be a different, it might be Germany, US, Europe, etc. Then, the International Crop Research Institute ICRISAT is one of the CGIAR's research center. So, one of the means it is moderate. So, most probably 1 and 3 will be correct, and second one. So, take a crude guess and hit if you can the 1, 2 and 3, else you leave it. So, if we are going to leave it, 11 questions we have left till now. Yes, so make sure that 1 week, 1 website program you will do. Yes, in that 1 week, 1 website program, if you by chance if you come across this, then but obvious you can hit them. So, here some amount of luck is also involved. Okay, no issues. Then, leaf litter decomposes faster than in any other biome, and as a result soil surface is often almost bare. Apart from trees, vegetation is largely composed of plant forms that reach up into canopy vicariously. By climbing, the trees are growing as epiphytes rooted upon the upper branches of the trees. This is most likely description of, friends, epiphytes and canopies. These are the exclusive characteristics of tropical forests, tropical evergreen forests. So, trees are very thick, they form canopies, and there is very thick undergrowth. So, the epiphytes will be more. So, straight away hit tropical rainforest because of these two keywords. Don't waste much time. So, the length is given to consume time, that is it. Okay. So, I did not read the question in full length. So, I wanted some keywords, I got it, it is more than enough. Then, come to next. The vegetation of savanna consists of grassland with scattered small trees, but extensive area have no trees. The forest development in such areas is generally kept in check by one or more or a combination of some conditions. So, here in savanna grasslands, why the trees are not growing? So, firstly is the fire, friends. Before the tree grows into a large one and has a large trunk, that will be burnt out by fire. Yes. So, that burrowing animals and termites, so they are present in others also. So, termites, small insects, so they are mostly present in tropical forests also. So, there also they will be there to decay them, not exclusive to savanna. Yes, and moreover savanna is a dry area compared to tropical, and in dry areas these small insects will not survive. If you go to Delhi, so in that cold temperature cockroaches will not survive, but in Bengaluru cockroaches will survive in maximum because the temperature is ambient. Yes, and then grazing herbivores. So, some grazing herbivores can be a formidable option. So, before the tree grows, these animals they will graze it away. So, even in the plant stage itself they will be eaten up. Then seasonal rainfall, this is one of the other main reasons, because as the rainfall is seasonal, so in the dry region almost all these plants which need that crucial water for growth, that will dry off. So, due to the season, dry season they will dry off, and the dry season the forest fire occurs and they will burn off. So, these two combinations they will work effectively in controlling growth of large trees. So, soil properties, friends, soil properties, if you take, savannas are more fertile than tropical forests. So soil property will not be a reason. So we check with 2 and 4. Where are 2 and 4? So only in this option 2 and 4 are present. Yes. So 2, 3 and 4 will be the formidable option. So you can strike out 5 and 5 here. Okay. 1 also, because termites are present in tropical forests also. So eliminate likewise. Then come to next. With reference to water on planet Earth, consider the following. Friends, this question is solely from NCERT. So if you have read this table from 11th NCERT, you will mark this, else you will not mark. So no prize for guesswork and all here. So your duty to read NCERTs, it is a very basic thing. So do read it. Okay, then come to next. Moringa or drumstick is a leguminous evergreen tree. So we will see, we have not known that. Then tamarind tree is endemic to South Asia. Even we don't know that. Then in India, most of tamarind is collected as minor forest produce. So here we have an amount of guesswork. So what is a minor forest produce, friends? Minor forest produce is that wherein a forest produce is extracted without damaging the forest. For example, fruit of a tree is a minor forest produce. Timber of a tree is a major forest produce, because to collect that timber we have to cut that tree. So cutting tree is a damage, but plucking the fruit is not a damage. So tamarind is a fruit, and tamarind, imli, tamarind and tamarind seeds, so they are but obvious the minor forest producers. So tribal people, they can pluck these tamarind, they can sell it and they can make money. This is correct. Then India exports tamarind and seeds of moringa. Yes, friends, but obvious, tamarind and moringas both are grown extensively in India. Yes, so wherever you go, in the roadsides tamarind trees will be there, and moringa flowers, so they will be in Odisha extensively. So we can take it. Even if it exports one seed, it is export only. Okay, then seeds of moringa and tamarind can be used for production of biofuels. Yes, we can use. So they can be fermented and they can be used as biofuels. So 3, 4 and 5. See, for 3, 4 and 5, only this option has 3, 4 and 5. So hit it as a option. Okay. So answer B will be the formidable option here. Then come to next. Black cotton soil of India has been formed due to weathering off. So friends, black cotton soil is found in Maharashtra because of the lips. That is, Maharashtra was a large igneous province. That is, volcanoes used to erupt there, and due to that the black soil came. So that is why the large igneous province, because of fissured volcanoes. So huge crack would have come, and from that volcano used to come, and that used to solidify. So fissure volcanic rock. This is the formidable option. If you know this fact, lips, so then you would have hit this. Again, basic geography. Then come to next. This time geography questions are easy. Basically history questions, they are a bit tricky. So try maximum to hit the guessworks. Else, I don't think 10 to 12 questions, even if you leave, that will matter a lot. Then, with reference to recent development regarding recombinant vector vaccine, consider the following. So friends, you have heard about recombinant DNA technology. So what is recombinant vector? So something we are going to do with a gene addition. So we are editing the gene with the help of a vector. Yes. So genetic engineering is applied in the development of these. So word recombinant shows that yes, genetic engineering is used. Recombinant means a synthetic alteration of gene. Then bacteria and viruses are used as vectors. Friends, but obvious, we have to use those organisms which have plasmids as the vectors. So Escherichia coli has plasmid. That's why we are using Escherichia coli as the vector. Yes, the bacteria and viruses, they can be used. Yes, so both 1 and 2 can be the formidable option. Yes, then come to next. In the context of hereditary diseases, consider the following statements. Passing on mitochondrial disease from parent to child can be prevented by mitochondrial replacement therapy either before or after in vitro fertilization. Yes, it is possible. See how the 3 parent baby happens. So this is ovum. So we are removing this nucleus of this ovum, we are fitting it into a new donor nucleus, and we can fertilize this with the help of a sperm, and this becomes a zygote. Or the other way around is also possible. So we are having a zygote and we take another zygote, we remove its nucleus, we add this nucleus to here. So before and after fertilization, this is possible. So we can remove the egg of the ovum and replace it, or we can remove the nucleus of the zygote and also replace it. Then a child inherits mitochondrial diseases entirely from mother and not from father. So if it has inherited something from the father, then these 3 parent babies, this would not have solved the problem of mitochondrial disorders. Yes. So see, I took ovum and I took away nucleus, I put it into donor, and now father came and he fertilized. So now if this nucleus is giving mitochondrial DNA, then this child will also have a defective mitochondria. So why the hell we did all this process then? So scientifically we have proved that by doing this process, mitochondrial DNA problem has solved. So that means that this nucleus will not give out any mitochondrial DNAs, or in other words, the zygote will not give out any of the mitochondrial DNA. Mitochondrial DNA is specifically related to the protoplasm of the cell, nothing with the nucleus. So that is why nothing from the father. So father will be having only in this nucleus, it will give only the genes, it will not give protoplasm. Yes. So both the statements are correct here. Yes. So give first preference to concepts, don't go with the word entirely, don't be overwhelmed and hit it. Okay. So give first importance to conceptual understanding. So one more guessing strategy we learned. So first concepts, then extreme words and guessworks. Then ball guard 1 and ball guard 2 techniques are mentioned in the context of, friends, if there is ringworm, then we are having ring guard. So we have ball worm. So for ball worm we have ball guard. Yes. So ball guard means something resistant to ball worm. So where did we study ball worm? So we have studied ball worm in BT cotton, GMO crops. So here search for GMO crop. So clonal propagation, the developing genetically modified crop plants. Yes, this will be the formidable option. So each guard to ball guard to ball worm to BT cotton to GMO crop. Yes, a easy guesswork. Then come to next, in a pressure cooker, the temperature at which the food is cooked depends mainly on which of the following. So friends, here we have a pressure cooker. Okay. Now why here the temperature will be maximum? Because this pressure is holding that steam. So as and much the pressure, more will be the temperature. Now if we have more flames, then more steam will be there, more pressure will be there, more temperature will be there. So steam will be the one option. Yes, temperature of the flame. So higher the temperature of the flame, higher the steam and higher the temperature inside the pressure cooker. Then area of the hole in the lid. So here we have locker. So if this locker is very big one, so if the pressure increases, the steam goes out. Yes. So if the steam goes out, temperature decreases. So steam should not go out. So we will be having only a thin hole. So even if the cooker is big, the locker will be of same size. It will not be of two big lockers. Yes. So this is also a formidable one. Then weight of the lid. Friends, in most of the pressure cookers, the lid will be locked here. So the weight of the lid will not be having any effect, because all the pressure will be taken by this locking system. Yes. So, I will give an example. Instead of this heavyweight lid, we have one more kind of cooker, the lightweight lid. Yes. So, it is like this. So, here we are going to tie this, okay, like this. So, even in this lightweight lid, we are going to have the same temperature in which the food is cooked. So, you take even a very thin lid and lock it here. I do not think the steam is escaping because it is locked. So, if there was no locking system, then the weight of the lid would have mattered, but as all pressure cookers have locking system, then but obvious the weight of the lid will not matter at all. So, here Science and Tech basic conceptual question. So, you should see those areas where the amount of steam inside the pressure cooker increases. Yes, the space between the food water mixture and this space, it should be filled with steam, not the normal air. Yes, so that steam will be filled only when the pressure is intact. Okay, again an easy question. Then 69th, consider the following: bacteria, fungi, virus. Which of the above can be cultured in artificial or synthetic medium? Friends, we can culture anything. Yes, so virus means a simple RNA virus is there. So, you put that RNA virus into a culturing medium, so that will replicate. So, we have synthesized. Yes, so almost all can be synthesized. Okay, so all of the above you can hit it. So, no extremities are present here. So, some say that it is difficult to replicate virus, but here can is there, difficulty is not asked. Okay, so all of the above will be formidable option here. Then consider the following statements: adenovirus have single stranded DNA genomes, whereas retrovirus have double stranded DNA genomes. Friends, it is given in NCERT with photo that adenovirus has DNA, not RNA, that is it has double stranded DNA. Yes, and moreover friends, single stranded DNA is not naturally available. So, these are synthetic ones. Yes, so adenovirus has the double stranded DNA, not single stranded DNA. And then common cold is sometimes caused by adenovirus, whereas AIDS is caused by retrovirus. Yes, this is true. Adenovirus is a common cold causing virus and AIDS is caused by retrovirus. So, that is why retrotherapy. Yes, so retrotherapy is being used to treat AIDS. Yes, because they were retrovirus, small virus with RNA. Yes, so 2 is correct and 1 is false, because adenovirus has double stranded DNA, not single stranded DNA. So, we are going to have 2 only as the option. Basic NCERT ones, do not neglect NCERTs. Then water can dissolve more substances than any other liquid because water is a dipolar in nature. Again, it is given in 11th chemistry, okay, basic NCERT. And here friends, the dissolution means, so here we have H2O, so this is oxygen and we have 2 H molecules, but here as this oxygen is too big, so these hydrogen molecules, they are not satisfied with the attachment, so they carry a small positive charge here, and as these are not happy, neither oxygen is happy and it carries a small negative charge. So, that is why when NaCl or any other salts are added, so the Cl minus will come and stay here and Na plus will come and stay here. So, as and many salts are coming and bonding here, so many it can dissolve. Yes, so dissolving capability is huge because it has dipolarity, that is plus and minus both are present. Yes, if it was unipolar, then only Na would have come and Cl would not have come. So, it would have dissolved only bases and not the salts. So, all kinds of salts, all kinds of acids, all kinds of bases it will dissolve because it is dipolar in nature. Again a simple question NCERT. So, just have a glance on 11th and 12th chemistry also. Then come to next. With reference to street lighting, how do sodium lamps differ from LED lamps? So here sodium lamps produce light in 360 degrees, but it is not so in case of LED lamps. So this is tricky, we will keep it. Then as street lights, sodium lamps have longer life than LED lamps. So friends, nowadays the sodium lamps have been replaced by LED lamps. If sodium lamps had more duration, then why LED lamps were being replaced? So this statement is false. So sodium lights are being replaced with LED because LED has more life than sodium. So to save the cost, we are doing that. Okay. So 2 we eliminated. So here check for 2 and eliminate. We have only 2 options, 3 and 1 and 3 only. So 3 is always correct. So we need not look into it, and it is also big statement. And now we look for 1. Sodium lamps produce light in 360 degrees, but it is not so in case of LED lamps. So friends, here one analogy is that LED has only 180 degree illumination. So we have a plate here, and upon that LED will be there. LED can glow only from here to here. So this part is not being glown. Yes, and sodium lamp. So sodium lamps have this shape. So they have all round, so they can glow everywhere. So these have 360 degree, these have 180 degrees. Okay, so this argument is also possible, and moreover these LEDs, they emit waves. So there is nothing which glows here, but here it is glowing, the filament is burning, it will emit light and heat radiations in all directions. So in any case, statement 1 will stand to be correct. So I am hitting with evidence. Yes, so 1 and 3 can be formidable options. Yes, then come to next. The term AS2 is talked about in the context of, friends, such alphabets and numeric combination. Either they will be a gene or they will be a protein. Okay, so you might have seen Cry1AC gene, Cry1AC gene. So 1AC. So like this. So either it will be a gene or a protein. So here we have gene, and here we have the spread of viral disease, a protein. But obvious, this was there in current affairs. So AS2 is a protein. Yes. So when coronavirus infects, so it is going to stop this AS2 protein, and therein the infection begins. So it was in current affairs, and you can also take a guess like this. Again, a easy question. Then bisphenol A, a cause of concern, is a structural or key component in manufacturing of which of the following plastics? So here again this was not there in current affairs, and we know only the phenol. Bisphenol has a phenol. Phenol means a cyclic carbon ring with one OH ion. Okay, but however all polyethylene, polycarbonate, terephthalate, then polyvinyl, all will be having phenols. So we can't guess here, luck is not favoring us. So we are not going to attempt this. So our totally 12 questions we left. Okay. Triclosan. So friends, so by seeing the triclosan, considered harmful when exposed to high levels for a long time, this is used in which of the following? So you might have seen endosulfan. Endosulfan. So this endosulfan, triclosan. So in medicines and chemicals, these suffixes will be same for the products having similar properties. So you take methane, ethane, propane, butane, or ethyl alcohol, butyl alcohol, propyl alcohol. So that suffix will be same. So here also endosulfan and triclosan, they have same suffix. Even the antibiotics, azithromycin, amoxicillin, so that penicillin, illin, IN, that is antibiotic. So here endosulfan and triclosan, these are also anti-pesticides, antibacterias. Yes. So the endosulfan victims of Kerala, they are in news every time. And so here see those things which will kill the germs. Yes, so which of them will kill the germs? So food preservatives, they can stop growth of germs, they will not kill. So even tomato ketchups which have food preservatives, they will also decay if bacteria, if they attack and if we keep it for more number of time. Then food ripening substances, nothing to do with bacteria. Then reused plastic containers, nothing to do with bacteria. Toiletries, soaps, detergents, your Harpic, etc. Yes, they have bactericide, they have detergent properties. Yes, so toiletries will be your option. And friends, here these triclosans are mostly used in hand sanitizers. So sanitizers are mostly used by most of you. So that's why the question was asked. So you can hit with the context also, that the hand sanitizer, or you can use with the endosulfan as the hint for guesswork. So anyhow, so come at the appropriate answer, that's it. Then which one of the following is the reason why astronomical distances are measured in light years? Again friends, a basic physics question. So if the speed of light was changing, okay, then we would not have calculated distance at all. See, for example, from Earth to Moon, we have 1 light year, imagine. So why we call it as 1 light year? Because the light takes 1 year to travel from Earth to Moon. So how we will calculate the distance? 1 year into speed of the light, that is 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So this 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second is always constant. If this is varying, then one time it will take 1 year, second time it will take 2 years or 1.5 year. So we cannot say 1 light year as the distance. So it is the distance because this is constant. So that is why speed of light is always constant. Yes. So distance among stellar bodies do not change, not a possible option because galaxies are moving apart. Gravity of stellar bodies do not change. So light and gravity not so interlinked. Light always travels in a straight line. No, it undergoes reflection, refraction, diffraction, etc. Yes. Then come to next. We adopted parliamentary democracy based on British model, but how does our model different from that model? So we have constitution, we can amend the constitution, so they can't do those amendments and all. So all these are there. So as regards legislation, British Parliament is supreme over sovereign, supreme or sovereign, but in India constitution is sovereign. Yes, but obvious this is a correct option. Then in India, matters related to constitutionality of an amendment of an act is subjected to constitutional bench of the Supreme Court. Yes, this is also a correct option because constitution bench is India's innovation. Yes, so this is specifically in India. So both are foreignable option. An easy question, both 1 and 2 will be correct answer. Friends, polity was easy, so most of you have done it correct, but some of you have committed silly mistakes there. So avoid that at any cost. Then with reference to UN government, consider the following. So here that Gopal Swami Iyengar committee, so even in the books we don't know whether it was there or not. However, it was not there in NCERT, it was there in public administration textbooks. Okay, so it is difficult to answer given these kind of options. Okay, so we are going to leave this. Okay, so anyway, answer is 2 only because solely one department was not recommended by them. Okay, but anyway, we have left 13 questions by now. Yes, and then 79, right to privacy. Right to privacy is a part of right to life. Yes, article 21, but obvious, a simple question. Now coming to next one. In India, there is no law restricting the candidates from contesting in one Lok Sabha election from 3 constituencies. So friends, here there is no law at all. So this is bit extreme. So if there are any law either in Representation of People Act 1950 or 1951, so then but obvious the statement will go wrong. We will keep that. Then In 1991 Lok Sabha election, Sri Devilal contested from 3 Lok Sabha constituencies. And then, as per the existing rules, if a candidate contests in one Lok Sabha election from many constituencies, his or her party should bear the cost of by-elections. So, this politicians will never do. They are very intelligent people. See, from last 10 to 20 years, they are not giving reservation to women. So, will they open money? So, they will never spend even one single bug for the election expenses from the government. Okay, so this will never happen. So, from the mindset of politicians, we can strike it down. So, strike down these two. So, either 1 or 2 only. Yes. So, here in India there is no law restricting the candidates from contesting in one Lok Sabha elections from 3 constituencies. Yes, and then the second statement is, in 1991 Lok Sabha election, Sri Devi Lal contested from 3 Lok Sabha constituencies. Yes. So, friends, here 1 and 2 only is not there. So, 2 only can be a formidable option, because there is no law. This is sounding to be extreme. We are going to hit this 2 only as the option. Okay. So, make sure that we will take some risk here. Okay. So, we don't know who was Sri Devi Lal and all as of now. So, we are going to hit B, because there no law is given. That is bit extreme. Then come to next. Right to city is an agreed human right, and the UN Habitat monitors the commitments made by each country in this regard. So, here UN Habitat might be a wrong fact, else the statement seems to be moderate. Then, right to the city gives every occupant of the city right to reclaim public spaces and public participation in the city. Yes. So, these are again moderate. So, I have right to have my space, and I have right to participate in cities development and others. So, this can be a right option, because right to city is a progressive clause. Okay. Then, right to the city means that the state cannot deny any public service or facility to the unauthorized colonies in the city. Friends, again, right to city means a campaign, might be a hashtag, or might be a progressive movement. So, that will not be so extreme, like even in unauthorized colonies also you should give everything, else who will come and levy fine for the government. So, there are a number of colonies, unauthorized colonies in almost all cities, and Government of India has banned water connectivity to all of them, electricity to all of them. So, they will steal electricity. So, the right to city hasn't come and levied fine on our Indian government, Delhi municipality, Bengaluru municipality. Yes. So, this is extreme, because in some cases restrictions can be done, because you do not have finances to provide all of them. Okay. So, this is extreme, and here if you see 2 is correct and 3 has to be wrong. So, eliminate 3. So, 2 has to be correct. So, 1 and 2 has to be correct. So, UN Habitat is the correct one. Okay. So, 1 and 2 as the formidable option. Then, with reference to India, consider the following statements. Judicial custody means an accused is in the custody of the concerned magistrate, and such accused is locked up in police station, not in jail. Then, during judicial custody, the police officer in charge of the case is not allowed to interrogate the suspect without approval of the court. So, friends, you visualize like in movies when police arrest. So, those people will be sent to the lockup, and within 24 hours they have to be submitted to the judiciary. So, if judiciary rejects the bail for this, then he will not go back to lockdown, he will go to central jail of that district central jail. So, that is why Lalu Prasad Yadav, Jayalalitha, all of them, they went to jail even before their cases were decided, because once handed over to judicial custody means jail only, not lockup. Okay. So, movies, incidents you have to use for hitting guesswork. So, this is not an option. Then, during judicial custody, the police officer in charge of the case is not allowed to interrogate the suspect without approval of the court. Yes, this is true. If the permission is given, then they will receive money and hit people like anything. So custodial deaths will increase a lot. Yes, so they cannot touch inside the jail. So they can hit inside lockup. So even in the lockup, if severe injury happens, then court can dismiss that particular officer. So ethical judgment, so that demands that human rights are respected here. So option 2, B 2 only is the formidable option. Then next one, with reference to India, consider the following. When a prisoner makes out a sufficient case, parole cannot be denied to such prisoner because it becomes a matter of his or her right. Yes, for example, if you had arrested a 2-month baby's mother, so there is a sufficient case that she has to go and see her child. So we have to give the parole. So that is our human rights. So parole is a matter of human right. Again, a progressive statement, ethical judgment is there. Then state governments have their own prisoners release on parole rules. So friends, parole is a small thing. So parole is involved in different cases, maybe pregnant, maybe injuries, kith and kin, to see kith and kins. So every time if we want to go and ask the center, so every time jailer will go and ask to Modi, sir, can I leave her in parole? Then Modi will suspend everyone. So it is a big headache. So every prison will be having a parole rules, and every state should be having a parole rules, because parole is not a serious thing to be decided by constitution or parliament only. Yes, so practically speaking, parole rules has to be separate, because in various jails the environment will be different. Yes, so both statements stand to be correct. So both 1 and 2 is the option. Then at the national level, which nodal ministry for scheduled tribes? Again, it is given in Lakshmikant, an easy one, Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So no prize for guessing here. Then a legislation which confers on executive or administrative authority an unguided and uncontrolled discretionary power in the matter of application of law violates which of the following articles? See friends, here the article 14 is the answer, because see, the right to equality is given. For example, 2 culprits or 2 accused people have come to me and I am a police officer. So I can give him the station bail. So I will deny him station bail by taking money from his opponents. So this is right to violation of equality. So right to equality means one officer, one law for everyone commonly. So if I am doing one for one and the other for another, then it is I am using my discretion against right to equality. Okay. So article 32 where some of the answers came up. So here the discretion of officer is not at all involved. Yes. So if I show discretion, next moment you can go to Supreme Court. So here there is no chance for discretion at all. So article 14 is the formidable option. So visualize. So I have taken example of Jayalalitha, I have taken example of Lalu Prasad, I have taken example of police officer. So likewise you have to hit with guessworks. Then which one of the following in Indian polity is an essential feature that indicates that it is federal in character? Okay, so here federalism means at least something from state has to come. So independence of judiciary, nothing to do with the states. Then union legislature has elected representative from constituent units. So but obvious, in United Kingdom is a centralized state. So there also from various constituencies they are elected. Then union cabinet can have elected representatives from regional parties. So friends, union cabinet is an informal thing. So here if I am including someone from regional party into my cabinet, so it is that I am recognizing that state party. So here my center state relations is very good. So I am accommodating even the state voices into my cabinet. So herein lies federalism. So many of you said regional parties is informal, sir. So informal is the union cabinet. So union cabinet is not at all defined in the constitution, but here the emotions are very formal. So a cardinal relation between center and state is very much clearly depicted in this. That is where this stands to be a formidable option. So here the fundamental rights are enforceable by court, nothing to do with the state. So C will be a proper option. Then which one of the following best defines the term state? So here also this definition speaks only on sovereignty. This provides economy and sustenance also. So this is the more comprehensive one. So all these are simply bakwas. Okay. So go for the more comprehensive one. Don't go with a specific mindset like this is given in NCERT and I will hit this only. So there can be something more than NCERT also. So here there is nothing wrong given when it speaks of financial autonomy. So this can be comprehensive. Again go to UPSC answer key and search it. Okay, then come to next. With reference to Indian judiciary, consider the following. Any retired judge of the Supreme Court can be called back to sit and act as Supreme Court judge by Chief Justice with prior permission of President. Yes, we can have. Then a High Court in India has the power to review its own judgment as Supreme Court does. So any court they can review back. So practical ground reality, if they have given punishment to an innocent, so if they don't have reviewing power, so simply that victim has to go to Supreme Court, appeal, come back. So instead of that, High Court itself can review. Yes, so both 1 and 2 can be a formidable option. So this is clearly given, and here ground reality matters. So go with that ground reality. So why a government which is speaking more and more about welfare state, which is singing the pains of human rights, why it will simply trouble that small victim? Yes, so even if it is not having that power, next moment constitutional amendment will be done to change that. Okay, this is how the masses work. Okay, so think about ground reality. Then with reference to India, consider the following statements. There is only one citizenship and one domicile. Yes, but obvious, in India only one citizenship, no citizenship for states. Then a citizen by birth only can become head of a state. So Manmohan Singh was born in Pakistan and he became Prime Minister. So Prime Minister, President both have same qualifications, that is any citizen is sufficient to become President of India. He need not be by birth only. So in US it is, so he has to be by birth only. Yes, so Arnold couldn't become President of US because he was not from US, he was born in Austria. Yes, so likewise Barack Obama was born in Hawaiian Islands, that's why he could become President. Okay, so likewise, so statement 2 and 1 can be correct. Then foreigner once granted that citizenship cannot be deprived of it under any circumstances. Again this is extreme statement. See, if a foreigner becomes citizen of India and he goes and if he disfigures image of India in international forums, if he speaks bullshit about India, India can cancel the citizenship. Yes, so ground reality makes sure that this statement is false. So here option 1 only, A is the correct option. So citizen by birth only, no, citizen enough. Okay, so 1 only is the formidable option. Then 90th one. Which one of the following factors constitute the best safeguard of liberty in a liberal democracy? So friends, here who will safeguard your liberty? So if Parliament is coming up with any law which is taking away your liberty, then but obvious judiciary will come and say no, this is unconstitutional and void. If executive is taking something against liberty, then there will be debates and discussions in the Parliament. Then they say that this bill cannot be passed. Yes, so separation of powers, so that will be a major conscience of liberty, not others. For example, see, a committed judiciary itself is a bad word. It is having a bad connotation, that is judiciary which is committed for money from the executive. So if executive gives money, judiciary can't do anything. This is eliminated. Centralization of powers. So centralization means they can curb. So that will be Stalin's rule. So no liberty at all. Elected government. So we have elected governments, but why IT rules and others are coming? Yes, so elected governments means only for 5 years we can, but if we have separation of powers on a daily basis, we can have a liberal rules that is coming out. Yes, so this is more probable, not the elected government. Then under the Indian Constitution, concentration of wealth violates directive principles, because directive principle directly says that we have to avoid concentration of wealth. Then what is the position of right to property in India? So here also you had doubt. Friends, it is a legal right available to any person, because a constitutional right is a legal right. Yes, so Constitution provides you right to property under Article 300 F, and here various laws have been passed. Forest rights have been passed, so that gives the right to land property. Land Acquisition Act is passed, and then Tenancy Act is passed. So all these are the legal rights. So they came from the Constitution. So some foolish people, they say like it is a constitutional right, not a legal right. A constitutional right can always be a legal right. Yes, so because when Constitution is not providing sufficient details, laws will provide details. Yes, so we have all the contract laws. Contract laws is a full subject in law, in LLB, because there are so many laws for property, right to property. It is a legal right available to any person, because in the Constitution, for the articles of 15, 16, 19, 29, 30, only for these articles the Constitution specifically says that the citizen of India shall not be discriminated, the citizen of India shall be given, the citizens of India shall not be prohibited, but on all others it only says state shall not do that. It does not specifically mention citizen. So in the right to property also that word citizen is not mentioned. So for any citizen it is applicable. So go with the raw Constitution, go with the practical reasoning, don't go with by hearted nothings. Okay, then did we miss? No. What was the exact constitutional status of India on 26 January 1950? So here also some over analysis happened. So some of you asked like, sir, here preamble is not asked, the Constitution is asked. So even though preamble didn't provide for secular democracy, but however Constitution had that. So we can't go with that, because see these, so all these options, they are speaking that I want the thing present in the preamble. So first option, a democratic republic, a sovereign democratic republic, a sovereign secular democratic republic, a sovereign socialist secular democratic republic. So better go and hit sovereign democratic republic only, because sovereign socialist secular democratic republic came later. Okay, so even the Constitution had all these things, but our status, exact status was not this. Yes, so make sure that our formal status was this one and later it became this one. Okay, so if UPSC gives this as the answer, UPSC will be equally foolish to do that. So UPSC goes with this, and if it gives this as the answer, controversies will come up. Yes, so see from the UPSC's perspective and hit B as the answer. Then constitutional government means a government limited by the Constitution. Yes, so an easy question. Then with reference to India, the term Halbi, Ho, Kui, etc. pertains to. So in spectrum we have read about Ho rebellion, Bill rebellion, Ko rebellion and all. So but obvious these are tribal languages. Again an easy question. Then with respect to Bharat Ratna, consider the following. So Bharat Ratna and Padma awards are articles under Article 18(1) of the Constitution. So here the thing is that we cannot take Bharat Ratna and Padma awards as suffixes. We cannot call Bharat Ratna Sachin, we cannot call Bharat Ratna Venkatraman. Yes, so they are not the titles that had to be designated. Yes, then Padma awards which were instituted in the year 1954 were suspended only once. We don't know, this is a purely factual question. The number of Bharat Ratna awards is restricted to a maximum of 5 in particular year. So this also we don't know. Okay, So there are so much of ambiguities here, we are going to leave this. So our tally goes on to 13 questions. Yes, but obviously if you go through now any book and see that it was not suspended in 1954, it was suspended in 1977, etc. So, but obviously you will get the answer, but inside examination constraint we are going to leave this. Then come to next, the United Nations Capital Development Fund and the Arbor Day Foundations have recently recognized Hyderabad as the 2023 city of the world. So this was in current affairs, Hyderabad 2023 cities you would have studied. So I am not going to discuss this. Yes, and moreover a small hint is that why this capital development fund will worry about tree city. So capital development means the human resource development, the capital industry development. So development of means of production, why it will worry about environment. Yes, so this can be wrong. If this is wrong, then we have only one option left, that is D. Statement 1 is not correct. So others say statement 1 is correct. Statement 1 is correct. Yes, so go ahead and hit D as the answer. So we have both the knowledge and guesswork. So this will be easiest one here. Then 98. Consider the following statements in respect of Laureus World Sports Award, which was instituted in the year 2000. Again, this was a sports question. So not many were aware of this. So we are not going to attempt this. So our number of leaves went to 14. Okay. So if we go see the Laureus World Sports Wikipedia page, then we will get the answer. So not a difficult thing to find the answer once we come out of the exam hall. Then here this was an easy question. So you should have known the motto of the Olympics. So it came every day in the newspaper, that is we meet with emotions, together we meet with emotions, because so much lives have been lost in COVID-19. So this is not the motive, and then almost all are there. So we go with the inclusive approach, we cannot say something is not there here. So we hit 2 only as the option. Then last one, the ICC World Cup. So here if you had seen the Cricket World Cup, then you would have hit it. So we know that now New Zealand was ranked ahead, despite New Zealand won less number of matches compared to England, because here the number of winning matches are not counted, the points are counted. So not all who are cricket savvy will get to know this. So I take it as we leave this. So 15 questions we left. So we completed 100 friends, we have left 15, 85 we have attempted. So 85 into 2, how much it would be? Yes, somewhere around 170. Yes, so we require is 92 to 93. So whatever guessworks I made, reduce 20 more questions from here. So here 20 will go wrong, keep it as 20 went wrong and 65 became correct. Even then you will be in prelims. So make sure that you will. So 65 means 130. So 21 we take, 21 into 2 by 3, sorry, into 3 by 2, 8 to the 16. Yes, we will be getting 102, 103. Yes, even if we have 20 mistakes in these 85, we are going to have our marks somewhere around 100, 102, and that is more than sufficient to clear prelims. Yes, so with the minimum knowledge we have hit it. So what I did is I took NCERT's knowledge as compulsory, the current affairs knowledge as compulsory. Yes, only the basic things I have done it. So we have, in the worst possible case, we have scored 102 to 103 marks. Yes, and I don't think you will be having a difficulty to score this, and there is no point in you claiming about 50, 60 marks. Okay, if you have scored 50, 60, 70, then that is your negligence, because 102, 103 is an easy score, the worst possible score. Okay, so make sure that the strong motivation to study every part of the syllabus is the very first thing that is required for the prelims. So again I keep saying, if you are failing in prelims, UPSC is not failing you, you are failing on your own, you are digging your own grave. It is your negligence which is going to fail you. So avoid that and come out with colorful flowers, with success, and do great achievements for the nation. Do it. All the very best. Good luck, friends.